Call me crazy, but I believe that we were born to do so much more than just exist to pay bills. Fuck a job. You need to work instead. What do I mean by that? We're gonna get into it, but there was a study that came out that said that at least 82% of people are not enjoying their job. Now, this is my opinion. The other 18%, they were lying. They were lying to themselves. Maybe not 100% of the 18%, but upwards of 95% of people are miserable at their jobs. They don't want to be there. They have to be there. It's modern slavery. You don't have a choice. But then again, you do. We'll talk about that later. But if you're not waking up excited every single day to go to work, and you're also not making enough money to enjoy your life outside of work, then what's the point? Hey, I'm not some know-it-all guru. I constantly ask other people that are very knowledgeable for advice. And we all have blind spots. We all do. So I left a link in the description below. If you feel stuck in the 9-to-5 grind, if you would like some advice, it's completely free. And we're gonna get to have a conversation. You get to ask me questions. It's free. I hope it helps. And all I want for you is to stay consistent, like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And especially if you take action, drop it in the comments below. Hey, this helped me. I took action. That's what I want. I want to see your success. If you don't love your job, if you don't wake up every single day excited, that might be okay. If at least you're making progress and you're making way more than enough money to travel, to have fun outside of work, to invest, if you could at least make progress and be on your way out of a job, not when you're 60 or 70 or 80, that's bullshit. I'm talking about living life now and investing, and also being able to break free from your job within a reasonable time, maybe 5 years, 10 years. That would be reasonable. It doesn't seem very reasonable to me that people are miserable at their jobs and they're not able to get any benefit outside of just having a roof over their head, and outside of being able to just feed themselves and their family, barely surviving. Outside of survival, they don't have anything. And as humans, as spiritual human beings, we were meant to do more than just work. And if people understood how money works and how badly they are being fucked over by the government and by the powers that be, they would understand that it's possible. It is possible for all of us to have abundance. But the powers that be have designed this game in a way where they're stealing money from you. People don't understand how money works. I mean, it's crazy to me how we went to school for so many years and they never talked about how money works. Have you ever wondered that? Because everybody's working all the time for money, and they don't have money and they don't have time. I'm talking about over 90% of people. They don't have money and they don't have time. They are a slave to their job. J-O-B, just over broke. Have you ever wondered how money works? Inflation, taxation, all the money that is being given away to Ukraine, and all these things that are happening right now that do not make any sense. The politicians that are filthy rich when they're getting paid $150,000, $200,000 a year, but somehow they have 50 million, 100 million. There's so many things that are happening right in our faces, but people just don't seem to notice. Either way, I'm not gonna dive deep into that rabbit hole. We're gonna talk about how to escape the rat race, how to escape the job, right? J-O-B, just over broke. Instead of having a job, you should be working. What do I mean by that? You should be working on your skill set. Now, this is gonna sound crazy. It's gonna sound crazy to a lot of people who are not familiar with this concept, because in school, they taught you to be an employee. They taught you to just follow the rules, raise your hand, stay in line, and they didn't teach people to actually think for themselves. No offense, but work, what I mean by that is building a skill set, okay? Let me not be vague. Let me give you an example, okay? YouTube. We're gonna talk about YouTube, social media, whatever, because it's a very popular thing that a lot of people understand, right? A lot of people understand that people are making money on social media, and they understand it's a grind. They understand that nothing is guaranteed. So let's talk about social media because it's more relatable. And social media versus a job, right? A job is, let me define it for you. A job is where you get paid an hourly or a salary. That's what a job is, hourly or salary. Work opportunity, like social media, for example. That is what I mean. That is entrepreneurship. And a lot of people don't even see it that way. And little 7-year-olds, 10-year-olds, even 70-year-olds that are just now diving into social media are making money, and they don't realize it's a business. This is business, which is, it's amazing. People are becoming entrepreneurs. Great. Now, what is a business? What is an entrepreneur? You're not working hourly or salary. That's a job. Just over broke, always. No matter what, they're going to keep you at a certain level where no matter how much work you put in, no matter how much money you make for a company, they're going to leave you at a certain hourly or salary until you beg for a raise, and that might raise it a little bit, but you're still stuck no matter what, right? That's what a job is. When you let somebody else determine the value of your limited time on earth, that's a job. When you determine your value based on your skill set, based on your work, that's entrepreneurship, and that's freedom, okay? Even when you're struggling, you have the ability to eventually make it, right? And figure things out and get paid what you're worth based on your skill set. Now, when it comes to social media, for example, let's say you start a YouTube channel, you have to learn how to express yourself. You're gonna have to learn how to market yourself, how to sell yourself, right? Why should you keep watching me? You're selling yourself, right? And you're marketing. That is business, and that's beautiful. And it takes skills. And the thing about that, the reason why so many people are hesitant to get into business, whether it's on social media or anything else, but we're talking about social media right now because people they understand that, right? It's a good example. But the reason why people are so hesitant is because what if I put in all this work and I don't get paid an hourly? I don't get paid a salary. Nothing is guaranteed. That's life. That's life. And you need to embrace that. You don't need to do anything. This is just my thoughts, my opinion. This is how I see the world, okay? You can just stay at your job, no problem. If you don't have a problem, then it's not a problem, right? But for those people, over 90% of people who are not enjoying their job, and they're also not getting ahead, they're not able to travel the world and do whatever they want outside of work. They're not able to have leftover money to invest, to have fun, to live life. They're just sleep, work, scroll a little bit, go back to sleep. That's not life. That's not living. That's why I say it's not living paycheck to paycheck, it's dying paycheck to paycheck. When it comes to business, when it comes to social media, when it comes to sales, commission only, for example, when it comes to anything that is not hourly or salary, you have a chance. You have a fighting chance. You can build your skill set, and within a year, maybe 2, maybe 3, you can break away from what over 90% of people are doing and how they're living or not living. I call them the walking dead. Do you know what I'm talking about? You look at somebody and they're not there. They're dead on the inside. They have this stare, this gaze in their eyes, like they just don't want to be there. They don't want to be alive. They're not alive. NPCs, walking dead, normies, sheeple that just follow what the herd is doing, right? They just follow what the masses are doing. That's how some people are. Not everyone. Some people have hope. Please don't lose hope. Start working on something, on yourself, on your communication skills, on social media. Start a YouTube channel. Start something. And just keep going. Keep going. No matter what you're going through, you're not alone, first of all. A lot of over 90% of people are going through it, okay? And you could just start by talking about that. And as you're finding your way out of modern slavery, out of your job, that would be an amazing story to tell.